So now for a bit more specialized of a challenge, we have the Battle Pike. Ruled over by Pike Queen Lucy, this is a test of your luck, and depending on just how good your luck is, you may not have to battle here at all until you get to the Frontier Brain herself. Instead of a set number of battles making up your winning streak, here it's a number of rooms you've gone through. Each challenge of the Battle Pike is 14 rooms long, though it's a bit of a misnomer. Every other room is simply a choice you have to make, so really it's 7 challenges long. It's all about the choices you make and the luck behind them. So here's what we have going on here. Like I said, every other room is a choice room. You've got one of 3 paths you can go down. And if you talk to the attendant, she'll tell you what's behind one of them, or at least hint you toward it. The path on the left, is it a trainer? I sense the presence of people. This is almost always just going to be a normal trainer battle. The thing is, you really kind of want to try and avoid those. You do not get healed after a battle in this facility. So I'm going to pick another path. And so I just find a room full of wild Pokémon. The nice thing, you can just run from them. You have no access to your bag, so you can't use just a repel to get through here. And you also can't battle and capture the Pokémon here. Due to rooms like this existing, it can actually pay off to have a fast Pokémon in the lead, or something that's got the runaway ability. That comes up in another facility too, in fact. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Go away. You I'm cool with. I actually really like Survivor. It'd be pretty trollish if you could actually find a shiny Pokémon here, and I'm not sure if you can. That'd be pretty evil. Path on the right. That one again. Let's try the left path. And we just find somebody just sitting there. Path on the right. Some odd reason I felt a wave of nostalgia coming from it. That means it's going to be an old man back here. And the old man will do one of 2 things. Either he'll try and heal your Pokémon, or he will have a timid Pokémon that gets startled and hits your Pokémon with negative effects. If your Pokémon are all top condition, it's always going to be negative effects. So, some of my Pokémon just got burned. The further in a streak you are, the more of your Pokémon are going to get hit by it. This was kind of in the middle, early middle, so it might just be 1, but it may be more. Yeah, both Sly and Piglet got burned. Let's go through one more room here. Path on the left. Seem to have heard something it may have been whispering. This can either just mean some guy just standing there or a double battle. And it's just some guy standing there. So yeah, the thing is, if at all possible, you really want to avoid battles here, because you do not get healed after a battle. The only time you'll get healed after a battle is if the facility deems it a powerful trainer. You can find them sometimes if the attendant says that a door has the distinct aroma of Pokémon wafting about it. It'll either be a powerful trainer, or it'll be that room that I ran through that just had a bunch of wild Pokémon in it. If you defeat a powerful trainer, you will get healed after that battle, but it's a double-edged sword because, of course, it is going to be a trickier battle than normal. The things the attendant says, they're not generally 100%. I think they can all mean 2 different things at different percentages, so test your luck. That's what this place is all about. For some reason, I really like this place. It's a weird one. It's interesting. Kind of an interesting concept of a test of luck. I like how they did this. The 6th facility we'll look at is the Battle Pyramid. Under the leadership of Pyramid King Brandon, it's a test of bravery. It's basically a mini dungeon crawl. The before you get started, you kind of want to check with the Hex Maniac here. She'll tell you what sort of negative effects to watch for. Our first challenge of level 50, and it looks like we've got electric Pokémon and paralysis to beware of. Depending on what Pokémon you have at your disposal, it can help you choose what you might want to use. Like for this, you might want to use a Doug Trio. Unfortunately, I don't have one. You have to remove all hold items for the Pokémon you want to send in here. The only items you're allowed to use are the ones you find within the pyramid itself. Once the challenge begins, you'll be given a battle bag. It comes stocked with 1 Hyper Potion and 1 Ether, but that's it. You find more items as you go through the pyramid. If your winning streak is ended, it's emptied, but the further you can keep a winning streak going, the more items you're likely to have. The ultimate goal on each floor is to find the exit. As you can see, my field of vision is very limited. Defeating wild Pokémon, and also opposing trainers, it'll expand my field of vision. Having Flash, unfortunately, will not help. The exit is marked as a bright blue tile. If you step on it, you go to the next floor. Okay, I may just want to get away here if I can. And I can't. There we go. I don't have any means yet of getting rid of paralysis should I suffer from it. And there's the exit. We found it. If you find and defeat an opposing trainer, they can also hint you as to where the exit is. Okay, there, we found a Fluffy Tail, so I can run easily from one wild encounter. Okay, just proof of concept here. Let's fight a opposing trainer. Like with the Battle Pike, you don't get healed after battle, so you do have to worry about that. Let's see if we can end this one quickly. Okay, yeah, that was a good switch out. So, once you defeat an opposing trainer, your field of vision increases, and that trainer, if you talk to them, can hint you towards something. Maybe you could sweep through the 2 trainers left on this floor. They'll either hint you as to how many trainers are left on the floor, point you in the general direction of the floor's exit, or they'll tell you how many items are left on the floor. But yeah, defeating wild Pokémon, that can also increase your field of vision. Let's try and give proof of concept of that. So yeah, field of vision expanded a little bit. But that's pretty much what the Battle Pyramid is. It's an interesting challenge. Though I should warn you of something. Whereas most of the Battle Frontier brains will use at least 1 legendary, Pyramid King Brandon uses all legendaries. In one encounter he uses the Reggie Trio from Hoenn, and in the other encounter he uses the Kanto Bird Trio, so be wary of that. The ultimate goal of the pyramid is to climb 7 floors for a winning streak. And that's pretty much what we have going here. It's a kind of interesting challenge. It can be a bit tedious because sometimes it just takes forever to find the exit of a floor, but it's an interesting one. The whole thing of sort of a almost... I don't know if technically you could qualify this as a roguelike because if you lose all your items, but it is an interesting concept. It's kinda like that, so it's pretty neat. I like this one. For the final facility, it's back to normal style battling, though with a bit of a twist. It's time for the Battle Factory. Led by Factory Head Noland, this place is a test of knowledge. So just how do they test your knowledge? by giving you Pokémon and movesets that you might not be used to. This place is strictly rentals only. So, for the purposes of showing this place off, yeah, the rules of the No Evolutions run are kind of on hold. We gotta use what they give us. So upon starting, the first thing that happens is they tell you about your next opponent. So this one is apparently skilled in using normal-type Pokémon, which means they'll prefer to take those. And their favorite battle style is to weaken the foe to start. So, now to see just what they have for offer. Alright. We have a Combuskin with a Scope Lens, Ember, Double Kick, Quick Attack, and Sand Attack. That is pretty decent overall. Got a Nidorina with Double Kick, Bite, Aerial Ace, and Flatter. I've never understood the point of Flatter. It raises the enemy's special attack severely and confuses them, but that doesn't really help them do more damage to themselves. Has a Focus Band. Sableye with Black Glasses, Feint Attack, Confuse Ray, Knock Off, and Fake Out. That could be fairly decent. We've got a Yanma with Signal Beam, Aerial Ace, Double Team, and Detect. And Lax Incense, so this is all about just raising evasion. Interesting. Interesting. Could be good. Pecha Berry on a Butterfree, Silverwind, Psybeam, Toxic, and Whirlwind. Not bad. Haunter with Shadow Punch, Confuse Ray, Spite, and Grudge. That's pretty much all about just draining the enemy's moves. So we have some interesting choices to go with here. Definitely think I'm leading with Sableye. That Combuskin's pretty good. Haunter, Butterfree, or Yanma. They were all pretty decent, actually. Choices, choices. Though the opponent is normal type, so Haunter's actually not going to be too good. Let's go with Yanma. The problem with Haunter is that its only actual attack was Ghost type, so it wouldn't have been able to hit them. Sableye at least has some dark moves. That is not a normal type at all. So an important thing to do during these matches is to see what your opponent is capable of doing. You want to pay attention to what moves they use. And this Magby is not learning very quickly. So we didn't really get to see too much of what Magby could do, though we do know it holds Lax Incense. Hey there, Farfetch'd. Okay, so this Farfetch'd uses Agility. Leading with Sableye seems to have been a good idea. You have a stick. Silly as it sounds, it is actually a hold item specifically for Farfetch'd that does strengthen its attack, I believe it is. Huh. Or is it actually raising the critical hit ratio? I think that's what it is. Yeah, just raising attack. I think I'm thinking of the Thick Club. That's a hold item for Cubone and Marowak. It gets confusing with so many items sometimes. So we know this Farfetch'd has a stick, uses Slash, and has Agility. And finally we have Lickitung. Psst, battle's this way, man. And what are you holding? Citrus Berry. Okay, so it has Slam and Mud Slap. Thanks to Sablei's ability, Mud Slap isn't having its additional effect of lowering accuracy. Almost done. One more Feint Attack should do it. Also, that is something else I can point out. I believe in 6th Gen, Feint Attack was actually retranslated as Feint, F-E-I-N-T Attack, which is kind of weird since there is also just the attack Feint. But at least it makes more sense. So here's the reason we wanted to pay attention to what his Pokémon could do. Okay, yes, research on the next opponent. They like grass types. Favorite battle style is free-spirited and unrestrained. At the end of every battle, you're given the option of trading one of your Pokémon for one of the opponent's Pokémon. This, actually, you kind of want to do this as much as you possibly can. The more you do it, the better your opening selection of Pokémon is at the start of a winning streak. You have to trade quite a few times for the effect to take hold, though. But here's the main reason why you really want to pay attention. You don't get to see a summary of what the Pokémon do at this point. All you can do is choose to use them. So yeah, we really didn't see much from that Magby, but Farfetch'd could be a good choice. But anyway, that's pretty much what's going on with the Battle Factory. Since everybody is random here, up to and including the Frontier Brain, Noland, this is probably the most fair of the facilities at the Battle Frontier. But if you keep getting just random selections of kinda iffy Pokemon that don't really work too well for what you want to do, or if your opponent just starts getting really, really good ones instead of you, it can still be kinda frustrating. And so that's pretty much all the basics of the Battle Frontier. Your major objective here is to try to defeat all 7 Frontier Brains. You attract their attention by getting a good winning streak at each of the facilities, but lose once and it's all the way back to the start. Beat a Frontier Brain the first time and you get a silver symbol. Beat them in their second encounter where they're gonna be tougher and you get a gold symbol. Get all 7 gold symbols and you earn an extra star on your trainer card. It's also worth noting that if you get a streak of 50 or 100 wins in a row at the Battle Tower, you get a trophy that you can put on display in your secret base. I think on Sapphire I had the silver trophy, and I was going for the gold one, but I lost somewhere I think in the 80s. Yeah, guess what? It was a Milotic. Yeah. There are a couple of other things worth noting about the Battle Frontier, though. First off are battle points, or BP for short. If you get a good streak and win, like, 7 battles in a row, you're awarded BP. Save those up and you can buy rare items or pay for the services of move tutors here at the Frontier. Over here we also have Artisan Cave, a small cave that's filled with nothing but Smeargle. Meanwhile, over on this side, near the Battle Palace, there's a fairly rare Pokémon hiding here at the Battle Frontier. Over there in the lower right-hand corner. Yeah, players of Gold, Silver, and Crystal recognize a Sudowoodo when they see it. All you have to do is surf over there and use the Welmer Pail to wake it up. But that's pretty much it for the Battle Frontier. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I shall see you again next time when we discuss legendary Pokémon. Until then, fare thee well. Who's that Pokémon? It's Dust!